Do you guys remember the classic PBS kid show Teletubbies? You know, with Tinky Winky and Poe and the child trapped in the literal sun? You know, it's pretty standard stuff. Now, I'm sure we can all agree that the Teletubbies were at least slightly horrifying, right? Well, what if I were to tell you guys that the creator of that show also made a sister series following the exact same formula? And holy shit, is it terrifying. First off, yes, I did subject myself to this very unconventional style of torture. So before we start, I will ask you to please subscribe, so I can at least gain back the tiniest sliver of my dignity. Thank you. Well, for starters, unlike the Teletubbies, Booba, by the way, it's called Booba, doesn't even have a catchy theme song. The whole intro is basically just this little ominous ball of light traveling across land and time to different groups of children. And when met with those children, they all quietly, but happily, sing the word booba like 3 or 4 times, while also laughing. Yeah, I don't know, it's incredibly weird and also a little bit unnerving. And maybe I'd give it a pass for how weird it is, but the intro sequence lasts for 2 whole minutes, which, in my opinion, is 2 minutes too many, because it's already starting to weird me out a little bit, I'll be honest. After finishing the title sequence, I genuinely had no idea what I was getting myself into, or what kind of horrible 20-minute journey I was about to embark on. And all I have to say about that is, even after the fact, I still don't know what happened. Our first shot of the show is of the 5 boobas chilling in their little carousel of artificial wombs, I think. And this part is literally just a way to introduce all the little goobers in the crew. There's Humba, Zumba, Zing Zing Zingba, Jumba, and Jingba. I don't remember what color goes to which booba, but hey, frankly, I do not care. After the narrator finishes introducing all of the boobas, they all slowly leave their little carpet sacks. But not without all of them ripping some fat ass on the way out. No, I am not kidding. The next scene is of all the boobas in some strange bubble realm, which I assume is just one of the vacant toilets in the salty spittoon. I only say that because all bubble-blowing babies will be beaten senseless by every able-bodied patron in the bar. And because it looks like Bikini Bottom. This scene is just 3 full minutes of these vibrantly colored tennis balls performing some sort of ceremonial dance that absolutely no one can decipher. Do you know what this means? A rain dance, perhaps? I don't know. Probably not, though, because they're underwater. See, it's impossible, I don't know. And that's the end of that scene. The boobas just stop dancing and transition to the next by retracting their heads back into their neck foreskin and flying off into the distance. Wait, what? This whole time I thought these guys just had some thick-ass necks, but now you're gonna tell me that they have built-in turtlenecks? I would have never guessed that the boobas were uncircumcised, but honestly, that's kind of cool. Next, we move on to a scene that is unsurprisingly just as cryptic as the last. We're shown these 3 little kids transporting a large cylindrical present over to a rainbow puddle. For some reason. They place the present and for what I can only assume is to activate it, they proceed to blow angrily at it until it unveils its secrets. Are you still confused? You know, yeah, I do not blame you. But hopefully this next part clears up some of that confusion here. The present contains a whole family tree of P&G people, ranging from grandma and grandpa to little dog Fido. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really help too much, does it? But as strange as this seems, this part makes the most sense out of everything that we've seen thus far. At first glance, you're probably thinking, what the fuck does this mean? Is this show just an acid trip full of subliminal messages to sway our young and impressionable children to join some cults? And hey, I was right there with you, man. I was just as confused. But then I realized that the PNG images are just a showcasing of what side characters could possibly appear in that episode. And I was right, because after that scene finishes, we get this very dragged out scene about a
fool.
It's a very similar style as Mr. Noodle from Elmo's World. It's just slapstick comedy with a bunch of over-exaggerated noises to make it seem more physical than it actually is. But in my opinion, this was the most tolerable part about the show. It's not good by any means, but it's inoffensive, I'd say. By the time that Grandpa finishes his section, there are still 5 minutes left in the episode. Now, hold on. Without looking ahead, tell me in the comments what you think the last 5 minutes of this show consists of. You have 5 seconds. Go. If you guessed more ceremonial dancing from our fuzzy friends with built-in turtlenecks, you'd be correct. Here's your cookie. So yeah, I'm sure you've picked up on this already, but this show is just about the equivalent of doing a fuck ton of psychedelics. I sat there for 20 minutes watching this whole episode, and I can't imagine how anyone could have possibly enjoyed the show back when it was on air. I get that Teletubbies was creepy as hell and didn't really have a set plot either, but Booba takes the creepy aspect and makes it like 10 times worse. I mean, just look at those eyes. If for some reason you were ever thinking about putting this show on for your child, let me do you a favor. Don't. I've only seen one episode, and I can fairly say that this is the worst show that I have ever laid eyes on. And don't get me started about the ears. So yeah, that's Booba. Moral of the story here is, I don't know, stop making weird cryptic kid shows. Please. But yeah, that's about all I had for you guys today. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out of here so you can get notified every single time I post a new video. Also, let me know what your thoughts on this show are down in the comments. Or don't. It's whatever. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.